Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Bam Adebayo named to NBA's All-Defensive First Team for first time and makes Heat history. Miami Heat center Bam Adebayo has been recognized as one of the league's top defenders for most of his NBA career. But he's never received this type of recognition. After finishing third in the voting for this season's NBA Defensive Player of the Year award for his highest finish in the balloting since he was drafted by the Heat in 2017, Adebayo has also been named to the NBA's All-Defensive First Team for the first time in his career. "I feel like this is a long time coming," Adebayo said during a Zoom call with South Florida media just minutes after the news was announced on Tuesday afternoon. "But just staying in this moment, enjoying it. I'm blessed to be one of the ones selected." Adebayo, who just completed his 7th NBA season, was selected for the All-Defensive Second Team in each of the previous 4 seasons before making the All-Defensive First Team for the first time in his career this season. Adebayo, a 3-time NBA All-Star, joins Alonzo Mourning, made first team twice with the Heat in 1998-99 and 1999-2000, and LeBron James, made first team 3 times with the Heat in 2010-11, 2011-12 and 2012-13, as the only 3 players in franchise history to be named to the NBA's All-Defensive First Team while with the Heat. With this selection marking Adebayo's 5th All-Defensive honor since entering the NBA, he also becomes the only player in franchise history to make one of the league's All-Defensive teams in 5 different seasons while with the Heat. 5 players regardless of position made the All-Defensive First Team and another 5 players regardless of position made the All-Defensive Second Team. The All-Defensive First Team for this season includes Rudy Gobert of the Minnesota Timberwolves, Victor Wembanyama of the San Antonio Spurs, Anthony Davis of the Los Angeles Lakers, Herb Jones of the New Orleans Pelicans and Adebayo. The All-Defensive Second Team includes Alex Caruso of the Chicago Bulls, Drew Holiday of the Boston Celtics, Jaden McDaniels of the Timberwolves, Jalen Suggs of the Orlando Magic and Derek White of the Celtics. Among the panel of 99 media members who voted on the NBA's awards for this regular season, Adebayo received 73 first-team votes and 22 second-team votes. Only Gobert, 99 first-team votes, and Wembanyama, 86 first-team votes, received more first-team votes than Adebayo. Adebayo was the only Heat player who received a vote for this season's all-defensive teams. Adebayo, 26, has established himself as one of the NBA's best and most versatile defenders at 6'9" and 255 pounds. Not only has he proven he can effectively guard every position on the court, but he also possesses a unique versatility to toggle between different defensive schemes from possession to possession and game to game based on what's needed. With Adebayo at the center of everything the team does on that end of the court, the Heat closed the regular season with the NBA's 5th-best defensive rating despite its injury issues. While that injury problem led the Heat to set a new franchise record with 35 different starting lineups used this regular season, Adebayo was one of the constants with 71 games played this regular season, second most on the team behind only Jamie Jaquez Jr. The Heat allowed just 109.3 points per 100 possessions with Adebayo on the court this regular season, a defensive rating that would have ranked second best among NBA teams. "For me, it's bringing that next level of being an all-around player," Adebayo said. "Being that level of there is no weaknesses on the defensive end. You can put him in any coverage, you can put him on anybody." Now, Adebayo waits to see if he'll also make an All-NBA team for the first time in his career. Those 3 teams made up of 5 players regardless of position will be announced Wednesday at 8 p.m. on TNT. Bam Adebayo on being named first-team All-Defense, it's a stepping stone. Sitting in front of his fireplace with a wide grin following the league's announcement that he made first-team All-Defense for the first time in his career, Bam Adebayo beamed about his latest accomplishment. "It's been a long time coming," Adebayo told reporters, including this one, on a video call. Adebayo, a Defensive Player of the Year finalist, had been named to the All-Defense second team the previous 4 seasons but never cracked the first team. He finished third in DPOY voting this season behind Rudy Gobert and Victor Wembanyama. Although league insiders and close observers appreciate Adebayo's contributions on defense, he's been overlooked for the NBA's highest honors for most of his career. Adebayo was helped by the NBA's decision to go to a positionless format for the all-defensive teams for the first time. The first team featured 4 centers, Gobert, Wembanyama, Adebayo, and Anthony Davis, while the second team included 4 guards and a wing. But Adebayo garnering the third most votes is also a reflection that the greater basketball world, and the national media, in particular, is finally taking notice of his defensive abilities. Peers-wise, I feel like I've had that respect through my years in the NBA. But obviously to get the DPOY award you have to prove that to the media, Adebayo said. So are people starting to pay attention? I feel like they are at this point. This is my first time being first team in my career. I feel like it's a stepping stone. We're just gonna keep this ball rolling. Here are the main quotes from Tuesday's media session. Question: were you disappointed to not win Defensive Player of the Year? For me, it's a stepping stone. I wouldn't say it was a disappointment. I didn't vote. It is what it is. I don't control that part of it. For me, in my eyes, I'm always the Defensive Player of the Year. Question: how do you balance continuing to grow as an offensive player when there's so much on you to carry on the other end? Defense isn't only about me. It's the other 4 guys on the court that help this thing work and navigate the way SPO wants it to, the way I want it to, the way the team wants it to run. And we want to have fun on the other end. So I depend on my teammates a lot when it comes to the other end, feeding me the ball, getting me easy baskets, getting me in a rhythm so then the game becomes easier as a whole. Question: what are you proud of in terms of how you've changed the way the league and especially the media views what impacts winning defenses in the league? Obviously, they don't vote that way. But for me, it's bringing that next level of being an all-around player. Being on the level of there is no weaknesses on the defensive end. You can put them in any coverage, you can put them on anybody. A lot of times, I don't know if you can track this, but when teams put you in the strong side corner so you can't help or make plays. I don't know how many times I go to that corner, which is a lot, especially in the playoffs. Growing up you see guys that when you come into this league you just want to be a specialist and figure everything out. I knew my gift was defense. And being able to be as versatile as possible was the reason why I got on the court. So when you see kids want to mimic that, new team emerges as potential landing spot for Miami Heat star target. After moving up from the number 9 to number 3 pick during the NBA draft lottery, the Houston Rockets have a more valuable asset that it can use to make a dramatic improvement to the team. According to The Athletic's Kelly Iko, the Rockets are expected to explore all avenues with the number 3 pick, ranging from using it on a top rookie in this class, trading back, or using the pick to land a star player. One such star could be Cleveland's Donovan Mitchell. League sources told Iko that the Rockets have been monitoring his situation for months. If Mitchell refuses to sign a long-term extension in Cleveland, the Cavaliers are expected to listen to trade offers for the all-star scorer. Such a move for an all-NBA type player would be more suitable than for others who could potentially be available, New Orleans' Brandon Ingram and Brooklyn's Mikal Bridges, for example, Iko writes. But if Mitchell is off the table, it's fair to wonder if the Rockets would call the Miami Heat about Jimmy Butler. Like Mitchell, Butler is also up for an extension this summer and, if he and the Heat can't come to an agreement, it isn't crazy to envision teams like the Rockets calling about Butler's availability. Butler is from the Houston area and one figures that current Rockets coach Ime Udoka would relish the opportunity to coach the competitive Butler. A deal including the number 3 pick, Dylan Brooks, Steven Adams, and a young player such as Tari Eason would match the salary requirements and help the Heat infuse young talent into the roster. Or the Heat could potentially flip that package to a third team for a star to replace Butler. While this may seem like a stretch right now, things can change quickly in the NBA. Depending on how extension negotiations for Mitchell and Butler play out, and what Houston decides to do with the number 3 pick between now and draft night, these organizations could connect this summer. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Jimmy Butler? Leave your opinion in the comments.